Hello everyone, my name is Sandra from Tip Top Sewing, and today I'm going to make a review of Watson bra and panty set. Like I said in some of my previous videos, I wanted to sew a bra for quite a while, and I wanted to start with something quite soft and wireless to have some more comfort, and also because it's not something that I can easily buy in ready-to-wear shops, because, well, it's not as difficult for me to buy a wide bra, but when it comes to soft ones, usually they aren't really as great and they don't give any support at all, and also they're still made of some synthetic fabrics, and even if you find something made of cotton, it's still not really ideal. It doesn't give any support, any structure or anything. So that's why I decided to pick the Watson bra, because even though it's a soft bra, which gives you that comfort of a soft bra, a wireless bra, it still has a proper bra breech that I believe gives you that structure and that support you still want to have in a bra. So here is my finished bra, and I'll show a bit more of it later, but first I'll talk about the process of sewing it and picking fabrics and all the other things you need to make a bra. So even though in the instruction it says that cotton jersey isn't the ideal choice for this bra, I still use cotton jersey because, first of all, I don't like any synthetic fabrics, and second of all, it's just the best choice when it comes to some kind of bra or panties that you want to wear all year round, be it winter or summer. I also didn't pay too much attention to the size guide because both ways of checking your size, I don't exactly remember what measurements it was, but anyway, I remember it was 2 measurements. It didn't really give me the size I need, and I just picked my ready-to-wear size and it worked perfectly. So yeah, keep that in mind, and maybe if you aren't sure, try to sew a bra from a fabric that you wouldn't feel sad about if it wouldn't really fit you. As for sewing cotton jersey and using it for this bra, I didn't have any problems. Obviously I used a stretch stitch and I used the ballpoint needle and ballpoint pins while sewing it. As for elastics, this particular bra was a project for Minerva Craft Blogger Network, and they didn't really have a big selection of bra elastics, for example plush back elastics, so I had to use a really thick one. And even though it's not the recommended one, I would say that that's probably what gives it really good support, because it's a really thick elastic, and just like on sport bras, for example, you can see that it always has like a really thick elastic and it doesn't have any underwires. So I think that's what gave it a really nice support and lift, and I think next time I make a Watson bra, which I definitely will, I'll use exact same thick elastic as well. Speaking of the next one, in my previous video I asked you if you're interested in seeing a sew along, and some of you said yes, so quite soon I'm going to make a sew along of this Watson bra, and I've already ordered all the supplies I need for it, and it's going to be the one to use the fold-over elastic and to completely line it as well. So it's going to be a fully lined Watson bra with fold-over elastic. As for the breech lining, I used 100% silk organza, and it was a great choice for this task because usually all the patterns recommend some kind of power net or power mesh, something like that, so it's obviously synthetic fabric, but I wanted to avoid any synthetics, so I used silk organza, and this particular one is great for the task because it's really crisp and really stiff and thick, so it perfectly does the job. It's just, honestly, it feels like when I compared it to my ready-to-wear bras, it feels really similar to that synthetic fabric, so it's really great. And if you order, for example, a meter of it, it will last you for ages because you need just a tiny piece for one little bra. And speaking of lining, I fully lined the whole bra, so I've got fully lined cups and the peg pieces as well. And the reason behind it is to fully close all the seams so you can't see anything, and also to so it gives you a better and nicer kind of finish, and also to help the fabric recovery, because if you have two fabric layers, then it kind of is a bit better for it and it wouldn't stretch out so soon. And the fabric I used was a single jersey because, for example, the main fabric is a double double jersey, I think it's called, and for the lining I didn't need something like that, so it's just a single one. As for the feet, I absolutely love it, and I honestly don't know how much support it will give to a bigger than B cup, but for, once again, B or below, it's perfect, and it still gives support, which is amazing for a soft bra, and it looks quite nicely, so it doesn't look like some kind of not very flattering piece of wardrobe, so I really love it, and that's why I'm thinking of making some more. And going back to my upcoming sew-along, I'm going to show you how to adjust the pattern pieces to use it for fold-over elastic, or to adjust it for any other elastics which aren't exactly the same that the pattern instruction recommends for. And also I'm going to obviously show you how to sew the fold-over elastic for the bra cups, and how to fully line it and make sure all the seams are enclosed. As for panties, I made them too, and this is the first try, this is the first pair, and unfortunately, as you can see, they're quite big, and the reason behind it is the elastic I used for it had an absolutely horrible recovery, because as you know, when you sew it, you need to sew it once, when you fold it and you sew it again, and it just didn't recover almost at all after I stretched it out. And I'll tell you, it was a hemline knicker elastic. And yes, it's absolutely horrible. And also the size I picked it based on the size guide, and it was a bit too big as well. So I had to do the same thing I did with the bra, which is just use my commercial size, but well, I used the size guide for some reason. So I'm thinking of unpicking that elastic and just reattaching it and make it a bit smaller, because they're just way too big. Next pair I've made, as you can see, it's much smaller than the original one, so that's how much smaller it is. And for this pair I already picked one size down, and I used fold-over elastic for the top part, because here on the leg opening it's not such a big deal if it's way too big, but when it comes to the top part, obviously you want it to be not too big, because well, it has to sit there, not just fall off you. And so it's a fold-over elastic, and I used less, because this fold-over elastic, which is just a general one I found in my local shop, and it still doesn't have a 100% recovery. So I'll just say straight away, but I obviously used everything you can do to try to fix the recovery. For example, with the first pair, I tried to steam it, and it helped tiny bit, but not a huge amount. And as for this one, obviously before sewing it, I tried to stretch it out as much as I can before sewing it, and yes, it does make a difference. Like for example, I measured the part that I was stretching out, which I'm talking both about fold-over elastic and this hemline elastic, and the difference was about 1 centimeter, something like that, for a 10 or 20 centimeter length. But when you start stretching it and sewing it, that's it. Well, it's just like you didn't do anything at all. And so this one I used single jersey, and I used some cotton and viscose blend fabric as well, so I obviously had to alter pattern to make sure I can put those patterns in, and I really like it. And so going one size down for this Watson pattern was a really good decision, and it definitely helped, and now I can definitely see myself making some more of those panties. That's it for today, and let me know if you ever used the Watson pattern and if you liked it. Also, please let me know if you have any favorite places to purchase any of the elastics, bra elastics and panty elastics, because it definitely seems to be a very difficult task, not only to just find them in the first place, but also find the good quality ones that will definitely give you the result you're looking for. You can also follow me on Instagram at tiptopsewing, and you can see more of the current project I'm working on. You can also subscribe to my channel to see many more videos, including the upcoming sew-along. That's it for today. Bye!